That's the fun part when you just sit around with other actors and you're reading your lines and like just having fun. Training the body is way harder. The Tapori slang, again, I mean, you have Vijay Maurya who's doing dialogue, so he's great wit, great understanding, and great nuance even in the dialogue that he writes. So we had that to, of course, work off, and then just to jam. I mean, that's the fun part when you just sit around with other actors and you're reading your lines and having fun. It's the other way around in this case. I had an idea for a film, the story of this film was in my head, and I wanted to develop it further into a screenplay before I met Rakesh. So I sat with Anjum Rajabali, who's the screenwriter for this film, and we worked together and we created like a first draft of a script, and which I took then to Rakesh, and Rakesh heard it and immediately understood the subtext, and he understood what it is that we are trying to say with this film. And then he came on, of course, made it his own, adapted it, adopted it in his own way, and that's the film that you'll see now. But it really wasn't about me saying yes to something, because I mean, honestly, I mean, it was like the genesis for wanting to do this film of the story was something that came from within. When I was training, it was 2 sessions a day, 6 days a week. So the morning would be dedicated to boxing, to learning everything about boxing, starting from the ABCs, leading all the way up to, as I got more and more comfortable and more proficient in doing it, to sparring eventually with partners. So that was the morning routine, which would be usually from about 7 in the morning till about 10:30. Then I'd have a break where if we had any other work to do, which was readings, costume fittings, like that kind of stuff, that would be done in the day. And then in the evening, I had a gym session, which would be roughly about for an hour and a half to 2 hours. So on an average, every day, about 5 to 5.5 hours of my day was dedicated to training for this film. The thing is that you can be a boxer, and I mean, anyone can learn how to box and be a boxer. To be a champion in the sport, you need to have that ability to not only train harder, but you also have to have the ability to endure more pain than your opponents. Because the person who eventually wins in boxing is the person who can stay standing regardless of the amount of punishment that's inflicted onto them. So that's what makes a champion in the sport. But then beyond that, there is also a champion in life, and how do you make something of your life, and how do you create something of your life when life didn't give you too much to start with? When those people achieve something, when those people manage to conquer a certain peak, which may not seem large to somebody else who has maybe more achievements than them, or more money than them, or more fame than them, but within what it is that they set out to do, those little achievements and those mountains that we create for ourselves, for someone like Aziz to do that is what makes him a champion. So I really feel Aziz is like a champion in life in this film, much less the sport. You never say never, but the thing with sport dramas, the ones that are effective and the ones that are good are the ones that honestly are not about the sport. They're about the people, who participate in that sport. It's their journeys that are important. It's what they're fighting for, what they're running for, or that's what's important. So if there is something like that does come along, that again, that resonates on that level emotionally with me, absolutely, I don't see any reason why not. Absolutely. I really feel that, the thing is that at times when you hear something or you work so closely on the creating of it just clicks, in your head. And I just knew from the time of the story, creating the story and putting the story together, that this is a character that I definitely want to play.